Hello, hello, hello. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and we have made it halfway through another week. Today is Wake Up Wednesday, and we will be talking about being intentional. What does it mean to be intentional, and how can being intentional affect your life and really help you to stay on task and to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. Good morning, Alicia. I see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I am giving it a beat. I'm running a little bit late this morning. I'm a couple of minutes later than I usually start because I slept in and it felt good. So come on in, Sonia. I think I see you there. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. T Dazzle, I love your name. What's up? How are you? Welcome to the live. I appreciate the rose. Thank you for joining and bringing in all this good energy. T Dazzle. T Dazzle setting the tone this morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. I see Apple users. I see Jordan, user 802 dot dot dot, user 212, AC, Edith, LaShawn, AC, Ace Boogie, Nashona, Mahogany. You guys are rolling in. Stacy Smith. Welcome, everyone. Hey, Maisha, welcome. It's great to see you as always. And I hope you guys, like me, are well rested, are in a great mood, and are ready to decide, to determine for yourself what your life is going to be. Starting with just today, what type of day are you going to have today? Being intentional about that, making some decisions for yourself puts you in the driver's seat. It helps you to have some control of what your day is going to be. Who is that coming in from LinkedIn? You're showing up as LinkedIn user. You just said good morning, Cassandra. I know it's someone who I interact with on a regular basis. I can just tell by the way you said good morning. So drop your name so I know who's there. Sometimes LinkedIn, I can see you guys by your ID. Sometimes you just show up as LinkedIn user. Let's see. Sonia, did you really want to join the live? I see a request for you to do that. Or do you have something you wanted to say this morning and did you want to join? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That might have been an accident, but good morning nonetheless. All right, so we are going to get started. Amelia, we're going to be talking later on this evening. I'm looking forward to that. Welcome to the live. So, guys, when on Wednesdays, the topic is always the same. We may approach it a little bit differently, but it's always the same thing that we're going to talk about, and that's being intentional. And what I mean by that is having a clear purpose and a direction for your actions, that you are putting your thoughts, your energy, your resources into something consciously. You're making a decision as to where you're focusing. You're making a decision as to where you are spending your time, your energy, your focus. You're not just living your life on autopilot. We spend a lot of our life on autopilot because there's a lot of routine in life, right? We typically wake up about the same time of day. We go through our morning routine. We get ready for work or school or to start our businesses, whatever we do with our lives. Maybe we're getting up and we're taking care of kids and a family, but the routine of it all, if you're not careful, that routine will numb the senses and you will just put one foot in front of the other day in and day out without really putting much thought into what you're doing, into how you're doing it, into why you're doing it. You'll just kind of go within your natural flow. As you're going throughout that day, you're making a lot of decisions. And I mean a lot. From the time you wake up, You're deciding, am I getting up now or am I going to sleep a little longer? I made that decision this morning. And the repercussion for that was I started my live a couple minutes late. I slept in. But it was a decision. I didn't accidentally sleep in. I woke up at my normal time and I was like, I just want to get a few more minutes. And then before I knew it, I was like, oh, I better hurry. I only have 10 minutes left before I need to push the button. And I ended up starting a couple minutes later than usual. So our decisions have downstream consequences. Sometimes those consequences are great, they're wins. Sometimes those consequences are not so great. They may slow us down, they may trip us up, they may bring a little bit of extra stress into your day because you're running behind schedule, that you're making a decision either consciously or subconsciously all day long. And what I'm asking us to do is wake up on this Wednesday. Realize that you're making all of those decisions and that there's going to be a cause and effect. Because I decided to do this, that thing happened. And if you become intentional about those decisions, if you become intentional and you put some real thought into what it is that you're doing, you gain instantly so much more control over not only your day and how that's going to go, but your life in general. You're going to live it differently. You're going to be more mindful of the decisions that you're making because you first have to be really clear about what it is you want to accomplish. And once you've got that clear goal, that destination in mind, now you test, you assess all of your decisions against that destination. If I take this turn, am I moving towards the goals that I have for myself or am I moving away from them? When you think like that, you're thinking from a place of consciousness, and you're choosing and you're focusing on the goals and the objectives and the desired outcomes that will positively affect your life, that will positively affect what it is that you're trying to accomplish. So when I say wake up, when I say be intentional, that's what we're talking about. Good morning, Yazul. Good morning, Tiana. Welcome. Thank you guys for liking the live. The other thing that you guys could do for me as I'm talking, if you buy in, if you tap into what I'm saying, if it resonates, share the live, invite other folks in. I am really working to grow a community of like minded people, a community of folks who are trying to get it together. Who have goals for themselves and who are trying to accomplish something. Thank you for the heart, Tiana. I appreciate that. So that's what it's all about, y'all. So if it's resonating with you, invite other folks in. I really appreciate it. I see Yazul just, oh, is it Yazul Lee? What a beautiful name. I see you just shared the live as well, and I certainly appreciate that. um Tiana, you just got the number one gifter badge. So I don't know what the energy is on TikTok today, guys, but I am loving it. Folks are showing up, they're engaging, they're sending gifts. It's great. I've got a really good audience over there today. So I really hope that means, guys, is that what we're talking about resonates with you, that you're getting something out of it, and that it's something that you'll take away and incorporate into your life and start to see things work out for you more and more and more. I was a speaker at a conference a few months back. And you can see if you're watching me from my mainstream is from. Beneath my name it says the voice within wins, and that was the topic of the presentation I was doing. And I had come across a stat, and it was 85%. And it says that 85% of the people who go to conferences or lives or read books or listen to podcasts or whatever it is that they're doing, that they're receiving information from, that gets them excited, that gets them bought in, that 85% of them do nothing with that information. Isn't that amazing? Who's Tiana says I'm on a healing journey right now and taking it all in. Bless you in your journey, Tiana. So am I. And sometimes just saying the words, just saying that you are on that healing journey and acknowledging it publicly, even that helps. Even that moves you forward on your journey. I did something really similar on a live last night. I was talking about something that I was struggling with, and opening that up and saying that, not that I'm struggling, but that I'm healing from, that I'm working through, that I'm accomplishing something new. Speaking that life over yourself and over that situation is important, and it helps you to keep moving forward. So thank you for being transparent and sharing that, Tiana. I really appreciate it. But what I was saying was 85%, y'all. And I want to grow the 15%. Only 15% of folks take the information that they receive and actually use it. Once the excitement of it all starts to calm down, we have a tendency to get back right back into the flow of our day, back into the flow of our lives, and then we forget that information that we've paid for. And there's more than one way to pay for things. Every one of you guys are paying me right now. How are you paying me? You're paying me with your time and with your attention. There are 1,000 other things that you could be doing right now. So, sitting here and taking the time to interact with me and have this conversation, you're paying. You're paying with your most precious resource, your time. You can make more money. You can recreate lots of other things, but you cannot make more time. We all get the same 24 hours in a day. And the fact that you decided to stop by from whichever medium that you're watching, whatever social media platform that you're on, you've made a conscious decision to stop, because lots of people are scrolling by. That's just part of the process. But those of you who actually stopped and engaged and dropped a comment, or even if you didn't do any of the engagement, but you're just listening and taking it in, you are paying with your time. And I want you to take what you get from this and get some return on that investment. If it's just one thing, if you just incorporate one thing that you hear today, or take one action towards the goals that you have for yourself, or shift your mindset in just the slightest way so that you're more positively focused on your life instead of just seeing the things that go wrong. If you do any of those things, that time investment that you're making right now is well spent. You'll get a return on that investment. It won't be money, you know, it won't be just spent on nothing. So I really want you guys to move from that 85% and help me to grow that 15%, because we are moving forward. We are consciously making decisions. We are intentional about our lives and what we do with our time and how we spend it and who we spend it with. And we're creating an environment where we are destined to be successful. What is to be successful? That's up to you. You decide what success is for you. Is it more time with your family? Is it more travel? Is it more time to yourself to work on something that's important to you that you've been putting on the back burner? Is it a promotion at your job, or is it a career change? Is it finally writing that book that's been inside of you and burning and just won't go away? What does success look like for you? That's the clarity that I'm talking about. You have to start there. You have to start there and be very, very clear about what it is that you want to accomplish. And once you've got that, you just keep that in the forefront of your mind and you evaluate everything that you do from that point on against that thing. Thank you, Sonia, for sharing. I appreciate it. So that's what being intentional is all about. And when you're intentional, being intentional will help you have that clarity and purpose. It helps you define and to be clear about your goals. And then being intentional, you gain deeper understanding of not only who you are, but what you really want, what you really desire out of your life. That's clear to you. It's no longer a mystery. You're not as wishy-washy. There's always going to be exciting things that come along, opportunities in business, opportunities to start your own thing. There's always going to be that next shiny object that's going to come about, but you've got to decide, is that the shiny object for me? Is it pushing me towards the goals that I have for myself? Those are the questions that's the question that you're going to ask yourself over and over again, and then you make good decisions. You really decide if it's something that you want to do or that you should do. So clarity of purpose is huge. And then there's this motivation and commitment. When you approach your life, when you approach the things that you need to do, your projects, whatever, with intentionality, you become more motivated. They're right there. They're the things that you're thinking about. It's front of mind. That's what gets you excited. So you will do more and more in that space because you're mindful of it and you're committed to achieving your desired outcomes. So it's one thing to think about what it is you want. Take it another step and go, what does my life look like when I have those things? What does my life look like when I'm in that space? What does my life look like when I'm operating in the way that I desire? So you don't just think about what you want, but you think about the change that having that is going to have on your life. So, Tiana, say you lacked motivation, past tense, and now you're in the process of developing that motivation. Speak life over yourself always. The negative stuff is in the past, the present and the future is the positive, and we are speaking life. Because I've historically lacked motivation, today I'm making a conscious decision to tune in to Alive and listen to this lady from wherever talk about motivation and talk about being intentional. So you're already taking steps. Just by being here is a step. And if you really think about your life, there's probably other things that other steps that you've taken as well. But sometimes we forget to look at ourselves from that perspective, and we forget to really assess ourselves and see the things that we're doing to move forward. So that's important too. It's important to mind your words, especially your words about you, because your mind is going to believe the words that come out of your mouth. So if you tell yourself that you're motivated, if you tell yourself that you're committed, if you tell yourself that you're intentional, your actions start to align with that because your brain believes that that's who you are. So talk yourself into success, not out of success. And we really do. Our minds are just that powerful. We have that much control over our lives. Sometimes we just don't realize it. So just be careful, all of you, about how you see and how you speak over yourself. Good morning, Cassandra. I'm saying my good morning to myself. Good morning, me. And good morning, Sierra. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Tiffany. I did see you when you joined. And Shahadul, I cannot wait until we're on an audio event together so you can tell me how to pronounce your beautiful name because I know I'm butchering it. But you're back again today, and I appreciate you supporting and being a part of the live. So thank you guys all, and we'll get right back to it. So we were talking about motivation and commitment. I do keep notes, and so you'll see me moving around because there's always some things that I want to make sure I share. But when you talk to me, when you say things to me, I also want to respond to you guys, like the conversation. And I purposely turned to my iPad because that's where TikTok is, and Tiana is on TikTok. So for a moment it was me and her. I was talking and responding to what it was that she was saying. And I do that on all the different forms as I see the messages coming in. So you actually affect the conversation and how it's going to flow and what we talk about, because it's not just about me saying a bunch of stuff to you. If you take the time to show up, if you make that investment and you are engaging with me, something that you say may trigger a completely different thought and take me off a different direction, different than what my notes say, and it enriches the moment, it enriches the conversation, and it personalizes it. It makes it more about the people who are actually here than the generic notes I took when I was working on the subject, right? So you guys take a note from Tiana. If I'm saying something that you agree with or that you don't, start up a conversation. We can have the back and forth. To me, it enriches the lives and it makes it more about you and not just about me and what it was I wanted to say. So don't hold back. Don't be fearful of dropping your comments, because I will respond, and we'll just keep it going. I actually appreciate the opportunity to do that. So, what we are talking about today is being intentional and thinking of intentionality as a tool and how it can help you accomplish your goals and stay on task. And so, we talked about a couple things already. having clarity of purpose and really getting clear about what it is that you want. We talked about it expanding your motivation and your commitment. And then the other thing is effective decision making. And I've talked about that a little bit kind of all along. When you know what your goals are, when you know what it is that you're trying to accomplish, what it is that you want out of life, and you've got that clear in your head, it's really going to help you make good decisions because it empowers you to be more informed and to make decisions that align with your goals and with your values. And that way it keeps propelling you forward. It takes you from where you are today, one decision at a time, towards the life that you are working to create. So effective decision making is a huge one. Tiana said you're amazing, queen. I say the same to you, Tiana. Thank you so much for being so engaged today. I see Dr. Funk just followed. Welcome, Dr. Funk, and thank you for following and kind of becoming a part of the M3 community. I appreciate it. Okay. Anyway, we can sleep on the phone sometime. All right. So who is that? KD? KD, if you're serious about your comments, DM me. I won't read them out loud, but I see that people are responding. So that's the other thing. The community at large, when you're putting your comments out there, other folks can see them and can encourage as well. But KD, if your situation is, if you're serious there, DM me and we can talk. We can talk one on one. Okay. The other thing. Oh, I love this one. Effective resource allocation. Now, that really, really, really effective resource allocation sounds so business. But if you think about it, your time is a resource, your energy is a resource, your money is a resource. All the things that you have, those are resources, and you are allocating them. You're deciding what you're going to do with them every single day, all day long. You're making choices that put your resources one place or another. When you have your goals in mind, and when those goals are aligned with your values and they truly are relevant to you, you will make good decisions about how you spend your time, how you spend your money, how you spend your energy. What do you focus on? You become intentional. And so together, so with that, you make better choices as to how you're going to spend all of those things. So it will absolutely make you allocate your resources better and more productively so that they're going into the direction and into the efforts that are going to help you to accomplish your goals. All right, personal growth and development. When you're intentional, you kind of by nature foster that kind of mindset. You're always focusing towards self improvement, developing yourself. For me, because I'm talking to you guys on a regular basis, I have to, and I'm talking about the same things every week. On Mondays, we talk about mindset. On Tuesdays, we talk about transformation. On Wednesdays, like today, it's Wake Up Wednesday. We talk about being intentional. On Thursdays, we talk about being thankful. So that's gratitude. And Fridays, we talk about focus. So just imagine if you're talking about the same things week in and week out, you can kind of run out of things to say really quickly if you're just pulling it from your thoughts. So I have to read, I have to listen to podcasts, I have to do a lot of research so that I'm keeping myself abreast of what's going on out there. Sometimes I would just grab quotes that trigger thoughts for me on one of those subjects, and we may start the day with that quote and then just really break it down and see how it can apply and be used in our lives. So I have to look for different ways. I have to keep developing. I started out, guys, when I started my business a little bit over a year ago, I was primarily just blogging and doing vision board parties. Look up a few months later, I've written a couple of workbooks. So I've got books available. I've got online classes. I do public speaking. The growth and the development of just after just starting has been phenomenal. And why is it happening? Because I started. I took that first step and I put myself out there and started to just show up and talk. And the number of people who show up and listen has consistently grown. The amount of feedback that I'm getting and the folks who are showing up day in and day out, that's growing. Just that in and of itself is personal development and growth. And I promise you, if you take a real look at your life, you can see the same thing. You'll see that same level of, this is what I used to be like, and this is what I'm like now. I used to shy away from the camera. Now I'm live every day. I used to have a hard time interacting with people. Now I can make friends out of strangers. I don't know what the then versus now, situation is for you, but I know it exists. You just have to do the assessment and you can see the growth in your life. It used to be hard to get out of bed and get my day started. Now I'm up early and I'm doing blah blah blah. So just stop and think about your life and assess how far you've come in whatever time period you look back. And that will encourage you. We have to encourage ourselves, taking the time to realize our own journey and our own growth. It is encouraging. It gives you something to celebrate and it motivates you. Excuse me, I need water. Usually I have a glass right here, and this morning, because I slept in, I was running late and I didn't grab it. So again, choices, repercussions. So I really want to encourage you to look at your life from that lens every once in a while. Just stop and think about what it is what your journey has been, where you started versus where you are now. You may have some goals that are way down the road. I know I do. I haven't come anywhere close to accomplishing all the things that I'd like to accomplish. But I'm so much farther than where I began. If I look back at even, where I was born and the circumstances that I was born into, there was a lot of love around, but not much else, you know. Um, my grandmother did the very best that she could do for me and my sister, and we had our parents and aunts and uncles and all kinds of people, cousins. We had a big family, so there was a lot of love, but there wasn't a lot of money. There wasn't a lot of resources. There wasn't a lot of things. We made the best of what we had. And in doing that, you learn a lot. You learn how strong you can be. You learn how you can get through adversity. You learn that your beginning doesn't dictate your present, and your present doesn't dictate your end. As long as you're still in there, as long as you're still developing, as long as you're still doing the work, as long as you're still encouraging yourself and moving forward, where your life ends up, the star is the limit. The sky's the limit. It can be what you want it to be, but it starts with one, you believing it. You have to believe that your situation can be different, that things can be better. It's everything starts here. It starts in the mind with what you think, how you process information. Number one. And then you've got to get really clear about what it is that you desire. We've talked about that a lot today. Learn, get clear about who you are and what's important to you. And then you have to build a plan to get from where you are to where you'd like to be. But it can't stop there. You have to get to implementation. If you really want things to be different, you have to be willing to do something different. And you have to put your energy, your time, your resources into the plan that you've built for yourself. And then and only then will you start to see things change. You'll start to see yourself moving towards the life that you desire. You've got to put the energy in, guys. Roll up your sleeves, get busy, do the work. Put we work for other people, we make other people rich absolutely every day. Either we're going to a job and we're making the owners of that company rich, or we're going in and out of these stores in different places and we're making the folks who the stakeholders into that business rich. We are pouring our time, our energy, and our resources into other people's wealth every single day. All I'm asking is for you to take a step back and to think about what wealth looks like to you, and pour some of your time, your energy, and your resources into that. And build yourself up just like you're building up other people in the world. Make yourself a priority, make your dreams a priority, make your goals a priority, and put your resources into that. Let's see, someone said that's probably, is that Amelia? It's so much easier to allocate business resources and your own personal resources, which is it's equally important, if not more. I agree. Business resources, we think about it like that. When we're in business mode, we're thinking about what is the best use of our time. What's the best use of our resources? Who's the best person that will get this job done the most efficient? So if you're a manager, you're lining up skills with the jobs that you have to get done. We think like that. What if we take that same thought process and apply it to our lives? What's the best use of my resources to get where I'm trying to go? That's all we're talking about. That's what being intentional is. All right, let's see what else I had written down for you guys. We talked about motivation and commitment. We talked about effective decision making, resource allocation, personal growth and development. And then the last one to me is so important. You have greater life satisfaction. If you're living your life intentionally, if you are intentional about what you're doing with your time, who you're spending your time with, what it is that you're trying to accomplish, if you're intentional about that, you've got a goal, you have a plan, you have a direction, and you're going to see yourself progressing towards that with every decision that you make. And because you're progressing towards what's important to you, a natural outcome is greater satisfaction. You enjoy your life more, you're more at peace, you end your days happier because you've done the things that were important to you to get done. So greater life satisfaction is huge. And anything that we can do that's going to create that is time and resources well spent, right? So when your actions and your goals, when they line up with who you really are and what it is that you really want, there's a sense of fulfillment and happiness and contentment that just naturally comes from that. So being intentional, that's a decision that is really well worth the energy that it's going to take to get there. And we've laid out from the beginning of this call what it means to be intentional. And that's just being clear about your purpose and your decisions and putting your focus and your energy into the things that are important to you. You're making choices, you're not just living on autopilot. That's what being intentional is. And when you are intentional, the things that you're going to get as a result of that, I'm just going to run through the list really quickly to wrap up, is clarity of purpose, motivation and commitment, effective decision making, effective resource allocation, meaning you're using your time and your energy and your focus on the things that are most efficient and effective for you to get to your goals, personal growth and development, and greater life satisfaction. So we're not talking about a guarantee of just ease and flow and everything's always going to go right. No, but when you're intentional and things kind of go off script, you realize quickly that they're off script. And then you can adjust and make another decision to get you back on the path that's going to get you where it is that you want to go. So you're not only more effective in your decision making, but you're also more efficient. You can quickly see when you need to make adjustments. So being intentional is going to increase your focus, increase your motivation, increase your clarity, and improve the chances of you achieving your goals and living out your life with purpose, having the things and the life that's important to you. So again, go back to the beginning and began by really getting clear about what that life looks like and what your life will be as you accomplish those things. Get that picture in your head and keep it there. And then you want to use it throughout your day to assess. Ask yourself at any point in time, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Does it align with my goals and with my purpose? And if it does, just keep doing it and do it well. If it doesn't, then you need to make a different choice and refocus and get back on task so that you're moving towards the life that you have laid out for you. So that is it today. I may have missed because I kind of got into it. Um, let's see. Yeah, Sonia said, be conscious of what's in your mind. Trying to see if I missed any more of um, you're learning every day, settled for less for long enough. You preach it today. Thank you, Tiana. Uh, this is so refreshing. So thank you guys for all of your feedback. I do get the feeling from the comments that I've gotten that what we talked about today was resonating. So I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, 7:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. I will be back. And on Thursdays, we talk about being thankful. So we talk about gratitude, the same sort of thing. Gratitude is a feeling, but gratitude is a state of mind, and gratitude is a tool. And whenever you have a tool, it has a purpose. And so you can pull the tool of gratitude, just like the tool of intentionality. You can pull that out and use it to propel you forward. And so that's what we'll talk about tomorrow is gratitude and how it can as also can help you live the life that you desire for yourself. So I thank each and every one of you guys for being here today, for being so engaging and keeping the conversation going. I appreciate you more than you can ever know. I will be back tomorrow. So tune in, share the live, tell people about the experience, and help us grow this community. And we'll do it again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Be intentional. If you haven't decided at least one thing that you want to accomplish today, before you get too far into the day, do that. What's the one thing I want to make sure that I get done because it's going to help me move towards the life that I desire? Figure that thing out. Thank you. Water showed up. So think about that. Think about that one thing that it is that you want to accomplish, and then put your energy into that, and just watch how that feels. It feels great to accomplish it, and you'll start to build the habit, the discipline of doing that over and over and over again. So that's my encouragement for you guys today. See you back here tomorrow at 7:15. Maisha, Mo, you have a blessed day as well. Thank you for joining. See you guys tomorrow, 7:15 Central. Bye, everybody.